Hello and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. Okay, so this is a special little reading I wanted to do, and just before I get stuck into it, I wanted to mention that I am having a Black Friday sale, so 20% off tarot readings. The link is in the description box below if you'd like to check that out. Now, I get this energy with this full moon in Gemini coming through, that this full moon's happening on the axis of the mind. Gemini, very curious. Sagittarius, wanting to see the bigger picture, wanting to expand and grow and learn. And so it has this sense that because it's squaring Saturn, I get this energy of an irritant that's coming in around that. There's a lot going on inside your mind here. And the big themes are to do with knowledge, learning, communication. But with the square to Saturn, it feels like there's an authority figure or restriction or something, some kind of challenge to do with communication that's coming through here. So this could be somebody telling you what to do and you do not want to listen, or you don't want to do it, and it feeling really restricted, or it could be feeling like somebody's not hearing you, and there's challenges around that. And ultimately what the challenge is about setting up the boundary. It could be like, I don't like the way that person's talking to me, or I don't like the feeling I get here. And so suddenly you might be feeling two ways, or feeling quite differently. There could be some very intense feelings that are coming up around this. But there's also this energy of wanting to transform those feelings, transform what's going on within this relationship. So it very much, relationships and communication are being highlighted here. And it's a sense of, I need to shift the boundaries. So it could be the smallest thing, because Gemini likes to focus on the details. It can just be the smallest thing, and next thing you're focusing on something new. There's a new direction. There's a new topic coming in. There's a new gateway opening up for you, and it can just be the smallest thing where you go, okay, right, I need to set a boundary with that, and I need to, yes, the way that that tone, or the way that you're talking, or even just asking me that question, or whatever it is, it's like, no. So it definitely feels like you're being challenged, but the challenge is to set up the boundaries that work for you within communications when it comes to your personal boundaries. And so this might be the way you're speaking as well. It could definitely be around that. It could also be around what you're hearing. Absolutely. Maybe somebody's saying something and you're hearing something different, or vice versa. That can come through with this as well. And it's this interesting dance of wanting to see the bigger picture, understand the bigger picture, plus also being very, very highly aware of some of the details of what's been said in conversations, some of the narratives that are going on through your mind, and how you're feeling about that, because it does feel like something needs to be restructured here. And it's interesting because we also have Mars in the picture. So Mars is at 2 degrees of Sagittarius opposing the moon, conjunct the sun. And so this is where the Mars opposing the moon Mars can be anger. So it can be quarrels, fights, angry, feeling angry. Something could just kind of, one little thing, one little detail, it's like, ooh, that got me. So it could be that kind of stuff that comes up as well with this. But there is a very nice aspect with Venus. Venus is actually sextiling. Venus in Libra, it's at home in Libra. Likes to be the peacekeeper, likes to make things really harmonious, Venus in Libra, and it's sextiling Mercury in Sagittarius. So Mercury is the ruler of this full moon. Mercury represents your mind, and Mercury is in Sagittarius, Gemini's opposite sign. So this is, again, wanting to see the bigger picture and potentially glossing over details. And that can be irritating, like, don't gloss over details. But it's this sense of, with Venus sextiling it, it's saying, okay, maybe there's a way that we can bring in some harmony, shift our perspectives with the way we're talking to each other, communicating, or way I'm perceiving this relationship, or something in my life where I can rebalance it in some way and bring in more harmony. And that's the higher power that comes through with this full moon, is that there's possibilities for shifts in perspective, resetting of boundaries. A little bit of conflict could come in around that, but see it as a catalyst for what needs to change and what needs to transform, in terms of let those feelings guide you. So it could be a little bit like, they show me these waves, a little bit tumultuous and a little bit wavy like this, but it's really a sense that something could really just be tweaked and fixed and shifted and changed to suit you, but it almost has to kind of reach that challenging energy and that challenging point before it's ready to move on. So yeah, interesting energy. That's the full moon in Gemini. And so I'm going to pull a card for each of the signs now, and just one card, and see what comes in, just a message. So we're going to start with Aries. We're going to start at the very start of the zodiac. So let's start with Aries and see what message is coming through for Aries. Okay. There might be one or more. Eight of Pentacles, this is the card of work. Now, Saturn does represent work, absolutely. But this may be that there's issues that are coming up around your workplace, communication with co-workers, with bosses, with clients, with new customers, things like that could be coming up. And so the universe is giving you something to work on, quite literally, when it comes to these communication styles that you might be working with here, because we have your planetary ruler Mars in the mix as well. It's going to be a little bit of a clash of the wills, battle of the wills that could come in for you, Aries, in terms of, you know, am I right or is somebody else right? That something could come through. Should we do it my way or someone else's way? So just be aware of that. But the universe is giving you opportunities to work and reset those boundaries, especially related to work and work situations. So let's pull a card for Taurus. What is coming through for Taurus? We have the Moon card. Okay. So Taurus, this is saying that there's definitely could be conflicts coming in around the home, or the need to rework communication styles around the home. So people that you're living with, even neighbors, even people that come and visit regularly, because it is about communication. Perhaps you have to set up your boundaries really clearly, and there's some sort of underlying issue that could be coming in here that needs to be looked at. And some of the information that could be coming through for you could be something coming up from your subconscious as well. And it may not necessarily be something that's clear at first, but there could be some sort of misunderstandings that come through with the Moon card. This is confusion, but often there's an opportunity to be able to clear that up. That is the message that's coming through for you. So let's look at Gemini. Okay, Gemini, this is your full moon energy. And so this is a culmination energy. A sense of achievement could come through with this, a sense of feeling like you've completed something that comes in. So let's see what is coming through for you. Let's see what is coming through for Gemini. Okay. We have, we like it, the Ace of Cups, very nice. So the Ace of Cups speaks of a celebration. Yes, there could be a lot of emotions. The emotions are spilling over here. These could be new feelings, different feelings, new ways of responding to your feelings. That's coming through. But the Ace of Cups often represents the birth of healing, the birth of love, a celebration of sorts. And so the universe is saying, yes, there are some challenging aspects to this full moon, but if you're a Gemini, there's also this sense of celebrating who you are. There's a culmination energy. Celebrate your achievements. There's a beautiful energy. The universe is sending you love with this Ace of Cups. Now, this could be the birth of a new relationship as well. This is where you could meet somebody. So, or there's something, they're showing me just one word, one sentence, one little form of communication, and it's like, ooh, okay, now I'm interested. So now I'm feeling differently. And so this is where we've got this beautiful Ace of Cups, the birth of something really beautiful coming in for you guys. So I'm loving that for you, Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. Let's pull a card for Cancer and see what is coming in for the full moon in Gemini. So message for Cancer. What is coming through for Cancer? What does Cancer need to know? What sort of energies does Cancer need to know about? Oh, here we have the Page of Cups. Okay, a little wonderful messages for your heart coming in, surprising messages that are coming through. So this could be, interestingly, this Page of Cups is encouraging you to open your heart to somebody or a new situation here. There could be a little bit of nervous excitement with this. There's something on offer emotionally that could be surprising for you, and the universe is encouraging you to open your heart to it. So there could be someone new coming in. If this is like a new relationship or a new form of communication, this could be a little bit of like messaging that comes through, which is actually really nice. It feels kind of flirty when I'm feeling with it, and sweet in a way, or just very, it's very, yes, I'm interested kind of energy that comes through with it. It could actually get quite to the point if it goes down that route. But yes, this Page of Cups is a nice energy, and I think that it's very much because we have your planetary ruler at play here in Gemini. It very much is saying that it's time to open up to something or someone new emotionally, and that could be quite surprising for you. All right, so let's have a look at Leo. Okay, Leo, so let's see what is coming through for you. Let's see, message for Leo. Ooh, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, patience, Leo, patience. Okay, so this is really saying that to be quite non-reactive. This is the patience to see something from somebody else's perspective, and that could be quite enlightening. So even though somebody might be triggering you, or that they're doing or saying something that you're like, this is challenging, the answer here is to be like the Hanged Man. Kind of remove yourself from the situation, or start seeing it from there's a shift of perspective that can come through here, and something very beautiful can be awoken throughout that process, where it might be you're having a deep reevaluation of the person or the relationship or the situation in your life. And I get this sense of this enlightening energy means that whilst, yes, there is the Hangman can mean putting things on pause and stagnant energy, I feel like there's opportunities to move beyond that into something that feels like, okay, it feels so much more positive now that I'm seeing it in this light. So I feel like this shift of perspective is requiring you to have the patience to be able to sit with it and see what is being illuminated to you throughout this beautiful full moon. And there's opportunities for that. Gemini will be sextiling your energy, Leo, so it will be saying that how you're feeling about something will give you the opportunity to transform and shift that relationship or that situation. So let's move on to Virgo and see what is coming through for Virgo. So let's move on to Virgo. Okay, what is the message for Virgo coming through for Virgo with the Gemini full moon? Ooh, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah, this is all about energy exchanges with other people, how you're working with other people, what the flow is like with other people. So I feel like this is with groups. So friends, work people, work friends, work teams, I'm trying to say here, Virgo. The Three of Pentacles it's not romantic energy. So it feels more like it's like, yes, how are we all getting on in this group dynamic? How is this all working? And so this is where you might be feeling the sense of it's about one person potentially being the leader. Who is the leader? Who's the one that leader always sets the vibe and sets the culture of the group? So it may be that you're working with those kind of group dynamics, those sort of power, org charts, things like that, the hierarchies within groups and how that's flowing with you. And so how is the communication working? Is it efficient? Is it working well? Are we respecting the leader? So all of these sort of things might be coming up for you, and there's opportunities here to try and, if something's not working out, to be able to shift your perspective with that, and to be able to perhaps set up some boundaries that allow this to work a little bit better. So that's something that's coming through for you, Virgo. So let's see. And it can be very productive energy. So let's see. Let's move on to Libra. Okay, we have the World card. So we have Venus in your sign, Libra, which is really beautiful, your planetary ruler in your sign. So you're being looked after at this moment. And what this message is from Venus is saying, yes, there can be an ending of a situation, but it is requiring putting up some very strong boundaries here. We're seeing the boundaries of the World card. So it is really important to free yourself perhaps from limitations and boundaries if the boundaries are too strict, somebody else's rules, or perhaps you need to set them up yourself. So it's working out what boundaries work for you, and then there's finding the freedom to work within that so that it feels good for you. You're free to express yourself in a way that you know that it's pretty clear that these are the rules of this relationship. So it has an opportunity to reharmonize a situation here for you, Libra. So that is the World card, and perhaps put an end to a conflict through mindset shifts that are coming in. So let's look at Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what is coming through for you. Scorpio energy. What is the message for Scorpio? So message for Scorpio. We have the Three of Swords. It's interesting. We've got your traditional planetary ruler involved here, Mars, and it's just moved out of your sign. So the Three of Swords could be that there's some things that are being said that just go straight to the heart, very pointed bits of information that can just get straight in there. So this is where the truth hurts, or that somebody can say something really mean. It just be really aware of that really, really pointy end of the communication that can trigger you in some way. Communication, definitely, you could definitely be feeling a little bit more triggered around this full moon energy, Scorpio. But just understand that there's some wounds that are coming up that, yes, we've also got Pluto making a beautiful trine, your other planetary ruler, your modern day planetary ruler making a trine to the moon. And so Pluto's saying, yes, this is something that you can transform by setting up a new boundary. But it may be that understanding that words can hurt, and even the narrative that you're telling yourself might actually be hurting you. So there's an opportunity for some deep transformation to happen on that level, and to heal, transform some wounds and some things that are triggering you. And when it comes to forms of communication and stories that you've been told and things that you're hearing and learning. Okay, Sagittarius. Happy Sagittarius season, Sagittarius. So the Sun and Mars is in your sign, and this is where the Moon is in your opposite sign, Gemini. So let's see. Message for Sagittarius coming in. So let's see. Message for Sagittarius. Let's see what's coming through for you. There's like a lot. There's a lot that you're potentially going to be processing here, Sagittarius, by that big pile of cards coming through. And I feel like, yes, it is about just processing the bigger picture and being able to express that in some way, to freely express, have the freedom to express yourself is going to be really important for Sagittarius energy. So let's see, what does Sagittarius need to know around this full moon? Let's see, Sagittarius. The cards are not speaking. Interesting. They're taking a while. So the full picture and the full meaning of what does it all mean? Who's right? Whose opinion do I have to listen to? Whose point of view is more valid to me? These are some things that you might be pondering, and it might take a long while to kind of come to some kind of conclusion, or to mull it over and to make sense of it. I'm even just getting the messages as we're shuffling here for you, Sagittarius. So it may be that you're not necessarily getting a very clear and direct message, or a very clear and direct understanding. I want to say you could be getting the messages, but the understanding is what you're trying to find here. Yeah, the Queen of Swords. So this Queen of Swords is trying to get really clear inside herself. It's like getting really clear inside yourself about what's the truth here, and who's right, and what is she's got her head above the clouds of fear and doubt. And so it's like she wants to communicate clearly. She wants to know that this is what I'm thinking, and so therefore I'm going to say what I think. It can actually be a little bit blunt as well. So just be aware that you might be a little bit more like blur, just saying what you're thinking is coming out. That can come through for Sagittarius, or you might be on the receiving end of that as well. But either way, I feel like this is pretty clear, this Queen of Swords. I feel like there might be an appreciation of like, well, now I know what you're thinking. I don't necessarily have to like it or agree with it, but at least it's clear. It's all out on the the table. And it's just there. I've been very honest. The Queen of Swords is clear, honest. I'm not afraid to say what I think. And so this is going to potentially be a really important energy, but with Saturn involved, it's saying perhaps you might need to think about the boundaries around that in some way. There might be challenges or reworking in some way around that. So let's have a look at Capricorn. Let's have a look at Capricorn and see what is coming through for Capricorn. We've got the Ten of Swords. I think this is a good energy for you, actually, Capricorn. And it is a sword, so it is about the mind. It is happening on the axis of mind. This represents an ending of that's taken up way too much in my mind, and I just need to put an end to it. I need to, yeah, that's it. I don't need to believe that anymore. And I can say no. This is really, really important when we get to the setting up boundaries, to be able to say no. I'm not doing that anymore. That doesn't work for me. And so really it's like practicing how to set up your boundaries and say no. Capricorn is a big theme that's coming in for you with the Ten of Swords. We're seeing the darkness is lifting here. So this could have been a story that you have been told or have been telling yourself, because it is all about the narratives that you've been learning or telling yourself over a long period of time. And this is where you put an end to it. And almost the Ten of Swords can also speak of a betrayal of sorts, but it doesn't have to necessarily be that. It can just be that there's a sense of, while this ends, you need a little bit of recovery time just to let it go, to let it all go. But definitely practice saying no with the Ten of Swords. That's a really important energy to come through. And you might be on the receiving end of a no as well. And that might be like, whoa, okay, now I feel like I've been stabbed in the back 10 times. And so, but if that's the case, then it really is understanding that this is that other person's boundary, or you need to set up a boundary and say, no, you've really hurt me with the way that you've done that. So we have your planetary ruler Saturn in the mix. And so it is about setting up some very, very clear boundaries around communication for you guys, Capricorn. Okay, so let's look at Aquarius. Okay, let's see. Message for Aquarius. What is the message coming through for Aquarius? Message for Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know? And we have your planetary ruler Saturn is coming in. You've got 2 cards coming in. It's very Gemini to get 2 cards. 7 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. Okay, so I get with this, there's no point investing in... You're going to be a big question mark about somebody being very blunt to you, potentially. Do I want to invest in this energy or not? This thing, this person, this situation or not? And you might have to be very, very clear about what your answer is to that. You might have to give a very clear and direct message, and there could be a real shift in your priorities, a shift in an adjustment in the direction of how invested you are in a particular person or a friendship. That could come through, or a situation in your life as well. So I feel like there's a sense of you resetting the boundaries around that. Like, I can't give all that time, effort, energy or money anymore. I can't give it to this. So I feel like that's going to be a really important energy, just a big reevaluation of your energy and your time, and to be very clear in the way that you're communicating that as well. So it also might be that if you're feeling verbally attacked by somebody else, if somebody feels like it's just like, boom, this barrage of 8 of Wands just coming right at you, you might be rethinking this person in your life, rethinking this relationship. That person may not know that they're doing it, but it might come across as a bit of an attack for you. And so if that happens, this is where you're like, right, I need to readjust this, because I don't want to be feeling like I'm, the recipient of this energy that I don't want anymore. So there very much, I feel like you are being very thoughtful. This 7 of Pentacles is a very thoughtful energy. There's a shift of and making an adjustment of an approach and what you're going to put up with and within a situation or a relationship, and what you won't. So we have Pisces, beautiful Pisces coming in. So we have Saturn in your sign playing a major part, saying Yes, we need to look at the rules and boundaries of what's coming in here. Is there respect? That's the word that they were showing me. What is the respect here? Do I respect the authority that's coming through? So let's have a look. And there could be anger around the way somebody's treating you, if they're not treating you with respect that you think that you need as well. And yeah, we all, like, obviously you do deserve respect. We all deserve respect. So let's see. For whatever reason, that was the word that's coming out now. They're singing Aretha Franklin to me. But yeah, R-E-S-P-E-C-T is a big word that's coming out for you guys, Pisces. So what is the other message that is coming in for Pisces? And it is about just the way that somebody's communicating and speaking to you. And it can be very, very subtle, very subtle. But it's, if you're feeling it and being quite sensitive to it, then it's something that you can really be illuminated, and something that can be addressed with this full moon in Gemini. So let's see, what message do we have coming through for Pisces? It's interesting because you've got a similar reading for Sagittarius, had a similar thing, that the cards took ages to come out, and it had this sense of having to kind of mull over something and ponder something for a while for it to start making sense. Like, okay, I don't understand this. I don't understand why somebody's being this way, or I don't understand this situation, or I don't understand why they're treating me this way or speaking to me, or why, or vice versa, why somebody's responding in a way to me. And so there could be a sense that here we have, a lot of underlying things being triggered here: uncertainty, confusion, misunderstandings, people being triggered. There could be a lot of that happening here with you, Pisces, and it might take a little while to gain the perspective and the understanding of what's happening throughout these. And it could be also, for some of you, hesitancy to speak your truth. So this is where you are, I'm feeling the throat chakra. It's like sometimes we're scared to say something, or we're walking on eggshells around somebody, and I don't want to hurt them, or for whatever reason I don't know what to say, or it's all sorts of like hesitancy and uncertainty and fear. And so that could come up as well, this sense of I'm not sure what I should be saying or doing here. And also, perhaps you're not feeling super safe in a situation, or you're not understanding like what the boundaries or the parameters are. So I think that ultimately a situation's coming up that's kind of a little bit confusing, or there's a lot of uncertainty and underlying issues around that. Definitely could be a sense of clarity is going to be needed around that. And that's what the opportunity they're showing me, the full moon is bringing, the illumination and a sense of just over a period of time, and this might be the coming days after the full moon, I've been able to find the clarity and to be able to move forward and going, right, now I know what to do here. Now I know the best approach. Now I understand. Now I've come to an understanding. So that is your reading, Pisces.